All right, guys. Welcome to our fourth episode of Spaceiguanas. Today we have Roland and I, and we have two very special guests, Matthias and Ray. And we're just gonna vibe out and bring you guys into our little podcast show right now.
Exactly. So, Ray.
Yes.
You're from Aruba, right?
Sure am.
Talk to us about that journey, coming from Aruba, that point that you made that decision. What was it for? What was the biggest inspiration behind coming here?
Honestly, looking back, so I was 20 when I moved here.
Mm-hmm.
It was mostly me wanting to leave the island, just to get the fuck off of that place, out of that place.
I get that.
I mean, as much as I loved it, it's beautiful, it's warm, it's safe, I just couldn't stay there. And I couldn't imagine myself just being there. So I wanted to leave. The good thing is that I made, on the first limb, I made the great decision of taking on the course that I'm in right now, because I'm almost done.
Yeah.
Same
Basically.
as you guys. And yeah, I feel like a lot of Caribbean students aren't as lucky in that way, because after the first year they realize, oh fuck, I made the wrong decision. Because most students, I feel like, leave without
getting their degree, right?
Yeah.
Also.
Really?
Yeah, man. What was it that kind of pushed you to come here? Is it because you felt like you were in a box on the island?
I wanted to. I felt like that wasn't it for me. There was more to my life than Aruba gave me, And here I felt like I'd be able to study this cool media course and then just find my way through it. And after my first year already, I was like, okay, I really like production. This is my thing, so I'm going to continue.
Were you doing any production stuff back home?
They were just silly videos, but I feel like that's how it starts.
That's how it starts, exactly.
You'll
find that, yeah.
These fun little stories that you put into life, with visually.
Facts.
But, yeah.
What about you, Matt? What was the big... You come from France, right?
Yeah, I'm from... Well, this is always because I was born in France, but my father's English and my mother's from South America.
Yeah, bro.
Oh, damn.
So,
Which part of South America?
Paraguay.
Oh, damn. Yo, you're foreign.
You're exotic, bro.
And so it's weird because I was never born English because, I lived in France all my life, but when I lived in France, I was under an English school all my life.
All right.
So it's whenever I was in France, I was considered an English person. Whenever I was in England, I was considered a French person.
Interesting.
Because Paraguay was so far out of the question and nobody really understood where that was. So I never really, it was quite straight clear that I understood that my mother was Paraguayan, and I had my roots from there, but that wasn't my identity.
Okay.
So I've always had this sort of cultural identity shock of just not really knowing where to belong.
I feel you.
Because, it's I was a mixed breed of a lot of things, and being fortunate enough to speak 3 languages at birth, it's kind of you don't really know where to think.
Fair enough.
Or you're exposed to a lot of different things. So I think the whole main goal for me to leave France was because at least my brother had studied in the UK in the past, and from that experience, I didn't want to follow in his footsteps, and France had never been a sort of option for higher education.
Okay.
Because it was always I'm in France, I've been in France for 18 years, and then I was just I just want to go somewhere. So literally Netherlands was a complete random choice.
No way.
Yeah, so because I had really not considered Netherlands as not even a country, but it was just it was never really on my radar.
Dutch visitors.
and it's weird because I'm in sort of mainland Western Europe.
Basically.
And so you would assume that because we're in this European Union, we're all so connected.
That's what I thought.
I really didn't. It's maybe there might have been a couple stereotypes here and there that, or things that I knew about the Netherlands.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But no, really, Netherlands was complete random. I originally signed up to do a product design course in ergonomics in The Hague.
What?
Oh, shit.
Damn.
And yeah,
Sounds complicated, bro.
I can't imagine you doing
because
It sounds mad artsy.
Yeah,
though.
I mean, I was really into product design, and in my old school. But no, like I always was like doing videos and doing like production stuff.
Fair enough.
Because I'd done a couple short films in the past. Went to a couple film festivals, but like very small, like just local things, like when you're
Like small
very
scale.
very small.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
And so like I always thought that video making was going to be, or like cinematography was going to be something that I would love to do. Not so much more now, but it's still sort of in this field.
Is that because of the studies, or?
I mean, because of the studies, I tried to do things that were outside of production, so more like content orientated, so that's where I am now.
Mm-hmm.
And just to sort of like, not to be well-rounded, but just sort of like test the waters of like, what am I good at? Because like at 15, I was doing short films, and it was just like, sure, my expertise wasn't at the same level as like what you guys did for like your Lost Letters and Space Fan. You both were on
Shout out to
Lost
those
Letters.
movies.
We're both like, yeah.
Yeah, those turned out amazing. Like the quality, the production, like the level of effort people put into that was amazing. But it's just the fact that I did that at a younger age, I could develop myself a bit more like on my own.
Yeah.
And so like now I just wanted to try out different things like content, which is more like marketing but with words.
Fair enough.
And
Basically, yeah, exactly.
it's like not to say that I like that more, but
Yeah.
I just wanted to try out something different. And yeah.
And how come did you choose Breda? Was it because of the school, or did you actually like look at the cities and be like?
Well, again,
They look pretty like what
'cause
convinced you to
it's
stay
random, like,
Why
so-
grandma?
again, like you know, like when people it's like oh yeah, I'm in the Netherlands. Like, oh, you're in Amsterdam. It's like no, it's like further down
South, yeah.
It's like
I know.
it's near France, really. It's like no, but no, it was really kind of like out of the blue.
Okay.
When I did visit in The Hague, and then eventually I just chose no because it was a new course. And then I came down here and they gave us like not a private tour, but it was like I came on the off hours of like open days and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And funny enough, like the woman who gave us the tour pretty much gave me the tour of the company that I ended up doing my internship at.
No way.
So like they were selling me all this technology from like the games design department. And they were like, oh, look what you can do in NHTV. This is all the beautiful things. And I was like, wow, yeah. VR headsets, all this technology.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, I want to be in this.
Okay.
Only to know that I was going to do like the media course then.
true.
And not to say that I was sold lies, but there's a gray area.
Fair enough.
Feel
Fair
you.
enough. So they could have been more clear.
So yeah, it was, I don't know. At the point as well, like I didn't know what I wanted to do. Like I was kind of just leave. All my friends went to the UK or like elsewhere.
Okay.
Because since it was an English school, it was very much pushed for you to be in the UK.
Fair enough.
Because that's where they know their contacts. That's where it's kind of what everybody does.
Kind of like back home, right?
Yeah.
Because for us, everything is like the Netherlands, like the
Yeah.
contact,
everything's
the
in
connection, all the schools. So
Basically.
kind of feel where you're coming from, though.
True.
But Ray, how come you picked Breda?
Huh. Well, I wanted to study something in English because I knew that Dutch just wasn't for me. Like I tried.
Facts.
The first few
Say it
years,
for
I mean,
me, man.
until what? I was 18 or something. I think. It was just all in Dutch, and I tried, but just my brain doesn't like. Maybe it's because it's forced. It was forced, and I was too stubborn.
You were feeling it.
Yeah, but I don't know. So I knew about the study because of my ex. He's doing the same thing, and I was just like, okay, what you're doing sounds fun. And actually, the funny thing is, I was gonna do psychology.
No way.
Whoa.
In like Buttfuck Enschede or something.
Oh my gosh.
But then last minute I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna do media because I didn't want to be too far away from like everyone else, which is what I find like really brave of Maddie because he just came here just like raw dogging.
Lone wolf.
That's crazy.
Just straight
Lone
up.
wolf.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I feel like it's a bit with island kids. We have island people around.
Yeah.
Basically.
See, I found you guys.
That's true.
Right.
We have the tendency to like go for that home feeling. you know?
Exactly.
That's why Rotterdam is like everyone from Curacao is in Rotterdam. That's actually one of the reasons I came here though in Breda.
Oh,
Because it's
Because
close.
and also I wanted to like also get away from the home feeling a bit, you know. So that's the reason, not exactly Rotterdam, but Breda. You know?
Exactly.
It's like something new, but not really so far out of your comfort zone.
Exactly. So if I ever feel like calling up a friend, going to a friend,
because
they're 24 minutes away.
Exactly.
Because how much of like Dutch were you taught in school? Because I know in Curacao there's ISC, the international school, and that does like a lot of like English teaching, but
it's only English almost, if I'm not mistaken.
International.
Sure. Okay. So what kind of like
Dutch?
Was
like
Dutch
100%, right? Like everything was Dutch.
I mean, it's a vast colony, so we mainly got. Like I remember in like school for me, everything was straight up in Dutch. And you had some schools in like the native language of Papiamentu, but for some reason those schools, their diplomas were seen as like less worth because you couldn't get into like certain colleges or whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're very pushed to like
but I think
study
it's also
Dutch
like
at a young age.
Our laws, everything, you know, we're still from the Dutch institution, you know.
True.
So
we even got Dutch passports. So.
Yeah, that's what I find like admirable for you guys, because you guys are literally from the other side of the equator, and like
basically
you're considered Dutch, and like you're given so many privileges because of being in the European Union, and like you know, like and it's unfortunate that it's because of that, but it's,
it did
like,
bring
it's kind of
some,
beautiful for you guys because you're given so many new opportunities in Europe at least,
and we don't take it for granted at all, you know. Like the thing is, for me, it's more
we deserve
like
this shit, bro.
Yeah, man, that's the thing, you know. It's like it's a way that they're expressing, you know,
sympathy.
They feel sorry for the situation they put us in, you know. So I'm like, at least you can do this, you know, like, give me this. But still, bro, it's about, for me, it's only like written, you know, because when I come here, the culture, you know, the judgment, everything. So I feel like they're trying, but they're not really like educating their people, you know. They're just doing this like, you know, we're gonna give them all of this. They're gonna get the passport and everything, but still, they're Africans or they're Caribbean people, you know. They're not part of us. We're just, you know, like someone's nagging and you want to give them something so they can just shut the fuck up, you know. That's how I feel about it.
Like the thing with the islands is we learn everything about the Netherlands, but they don't know anything
about us, and that's very that's factual.
And you're just like, oh, I'm from Aruba, and their first instinct is just like, oh, so you have a Dutch passport or you can speak Dutch,
right?
And that's not like
true.
Like I have my own identity.
Exactly.
It's like we are not you.
Exactly.
Like people ask me, oh, is that in Africa? Is that in South America? Like,
I've never heard that.
Yeah, I'm like,
is it in Africa?
Dutch people, like Dutch people. I mean, you're supposed to even learn that in school,
right?
You know, because we're still part of the Netherlands, you know,
True.
The history, everything. So it's crazy, and that makes me kind of like sad, you know, because when you look back home, bro, everything is about the Dutch history.
Yep.
Man.
True.
We have aardrijkskunde, that's like, or geschiedenis, geography. It's all about the Dutch history. And when we come here,
about
they
the
don't learn
age,
anything about us, you know, like.
True.
The golden age, but from whose perspective?
Of course, from the European perspective.
It's whoever like was writing the books.
Basically,
For real.
basically. But yeah, I mean, I think the biggest thing is it's a misinterpretation of where you're from, and certain people know how to deal with it, and certain people can ask about it very nicely, but some people can also be like very
Ignorant?
pretty ignorant or mean about it, and just they have these assumptions, and instead of like asking you about it, they just like automatically assume like, hey, okay, so you know Dutch, or hey, you're a Dutch citizen as well. But I feel like they don't take the time to actually get to know you. Or
was that actually like a culture shock for you when you came here, or did you already kind of prepared for that? Like you knew about it. These people are gonna.
You're always warned by people that or friends you know that already been here, so you kind of know what to expect. But I mean, of course, when you experience it firsthand yourself, it's still different because you don't know how to react, or it's just like this. Yeah, like you said, it's this shock. It's like this culture shock you're experienced with.
It's like watching movies and reading books about something, and then boom, out of nowhere,
you're in that scenario. You know?
You're like, what the fuck? Like it's crazy, man. It's crazy. But did you experience any like?
Well, it like in a sense, yeah. I mean, like like from the beginning, it was like the language barrier, which I still suffer from a lot. Because, I mean, I'm stubborn to not learn Dutch for one.
Fair enough.
Because I don't know. Like, I don't see myself living in the Netherlands for long, and I don't know, maybe because it's just like me just like thinking that it's like, yo, I know 3 languages already. It's like, I'm hot shit. No, it's more just like,
Because what are the 3 languages you know?
So English, Spanish, and French.
English, Spanish, and French.
Damn, bro, you
Nice.
speak Spanish?
Yeah.
His mom's from Paraguay, man. I mean, gotta represent.
The Paraguayans have also their native language, sort of like, well, not like Papiamento, but so like it's their native that's still considered an official language. So that's Guarani.
Guarani.
I could only say like a couple words in Guarani, but literally like.
Does it sound like Spanish or is it completely different?
No, it really is like. It's a lot of it's own native language before like the Spain colonized Paraguay.
Okay.
And to this day, it's one of like the very few, if not like one of the only countries that have still kept like their native language as an official language rather than just
that's crazy.
choosing to adopt the Spanish.
Yeah.
Because it's like you'll still speak Spanish, but like it's still very much like Papiamento with the way I hear you guys speak it, or like people that I know.
Fair enough.
It's very much a mix of everything as you speak. You know, you speak a bit more with the heart, where you just like I have that a bit more with like when I speak. It comes very rarely when you know people who speak all 3 languages as well, as not as fluent but like as coherently, where you're able to mix all 3 languages. Sometimes that's kind of like how I feel when I listen to Papiamento, because I can pick up based on if it's like a Spanish based word, or like sometimes it's just like an English slang, and then sometimes I can understand that it's Dutch.
What about you, Ray? Any shocks? Anything that blew your mind when you came here? Like, what the fuck is this?
I mean, well, I visited a few times, so nothing really, like, surprised me, I guess. But I also was sort of, like, getting myself ready on Aruba, because on Aruba, I was too Filipino for the Arubians, and too Arubian for the Filipinos.
Oh, damn.
Because there was always, like, you know, so I'm Filipina, my parents are both from the Philippines, and they immigrated to Aruba in 1995. And then, I was born in 97. But I never really saw that or realized that I was like a different race or whatever until I was like in kindergarten or something. And I was at the movies, I think with my school, because they did that thing where they would bring all of the students to the movies. And this kid turns around and he just like, how do I explain? He, like,
my god, does like
he just started doing the like little
eyes.
Is there a name for that? Like, doing that specifically?
In French, it's like les yeux bridés, which I wouldn't know how to translate.
Yeah.
Like for me, like I would say doing squinty eyes, but even that sounds like not the right way of saying it.
Right.
Yeah, and that's
like the
where
whole act.
Yeah, and that's where I realized, oh, I'm different.
Crazy.
Because I never really saw it. Like, I would be around so many different races at school, but you don't really see it. But, like,
fair enough.
Being, like, exposed to that at a young age, you're just, like, looking back at it now as an adult, you're just like, what the fuck? Like, what did your parents do?
Right.
What was your initial, like,
response?
Was it negative or positive? What did it
I just remember thinking, oh, that seems like he's making fun of me.
Fair enough.
Because you're as a kid, you're just like, I don't know, with things that aren't like with talking. You can only like assume, but you can tell when it's like not a positive thing.
For sure. Like you feel a certain vibe that's getting thrown at you, so to say.
It's crazy because at a young age, people already start, you know, like
experiencing that shit.
Not even the ones who experience, but the ones who do it. You know? Like what's going on in your mind at like, what were you, 7, 6?
Yeah, I was quite young.
Imagine being 6 and you just want to make.
Yeah, no, but I do genuinely believe that racism is taught though.
Yep.
People teach their kids to be racist. It's not like something. Yeah, a kid doesn't automatically be like, hey, okay, he's black, I'm white, let me tease him.
Yeah,
no,
right.
It's like.
Because we normally tease each other on, you got a big foot, or
right, you got a big head.
It's a lot to do with like physical appearances, and it's like, you know, if you have eyes that are different from each other, or if you have like literally the color of your skin that's different to another, it's the first thing you notice. So it's also just people who have deep-rooted, like, their own fears, and they, like, do a lot of self, like, projection onto other people. It's like, they don't feel comfortable in their skin, or at least, you know, they don't, it's like, do I have normal-looking eyes? And it's like, oh, this person has different shaped eyes than I do. It's like, who's the one who's different?
Right.
You know, that's where the sort of thought goes, and then that's kind of where it's, like, not deep-rooted, but sort of, like, that's where it kind of, like, begins as a young child, because, like, you just, I guess, figuring out the world. Just
Basically,
trying to, like, see where do you stand, and like what is around you, I guess.
I mean, I grew up in a very like different type of people, you know, like you have Latinos, Chinese people, like everyone, and I never felt like I need to tell them something based on that difference, you know, like you're Latino, so I'm gonna say something directly because you're Latino, or you're, you know, I think it's because from a young age, I was exposed to all these type of people, like all the type of races, and you know,
all these cultures.
Yeah, and back home, it's like it's okay, you know. Your parents doesn't never make an opinion based on that. You know, you never hear something that triggers you to even think about. You know, it's more. But I think here it's like, okay, maybe back home they hear some stuff, or you know, they automatically transfer that way their parents perceive these people, you know, from a young age. I don't know, I'm just saying, because I never been like that, you know?
But to say it doesn't happen on the islands isn't completely honest either, because I mean, I experienced colorism at a very young age on the island as well. For example, my grandma was a big colorist, man. If someone had like a darker skin tone than her, she would be like, she's blacker than this and this. But I mean, they probably got that taught by their parents as well, and I'm not condoning it or saying it's okay or whatever, but it does happen in certain households still. Yeah.
For my parents growing up, it's definitely something that they're taught.
Right?
Like, yeah, my mom used to use, or maybe she still does, use like these bleach soaps because they're like
damn for your skin. Oh, I heard about that.
Yeah, I'm trying to get her off of stuff like that because, like, you know, this is our culture. Like, we're from the Philippines, we shouldn't erase any of that.
Fair enough.
But I learned that kind of late, I feel like, so I'm not really there to sort of push it into her some more. But
exactly. I mean, all you can do is raise awareness towards her and make her feel comfortable.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, you also need to find the balance because they're your parents at the end of the day. You know?
Yeah.
You can't tell them shit.
Yeah, it's crazy. You need to, like, in a certain way, be mad but still love. You know what I mean? Like, you can't do this, mom, but at the end of the day, you're still my mom. So
basically,
right? It's crazy,
moms out there.
And if in that perspective, I could understand a lot of like Dutch young people, you know, like Dutch teenagers. They have this problem. It's real. Like, because their parents are like way extreme, you know, and the new generation, they don't think like that. But they have that struggle back home that they need to deal with their parents, you know, they need to educate them. It's crazy, you telling your mom how to behave.
Right? It is hard, man.
It's crazy.
It's hard telling your parents to have to think differently, because like it's so normal to them, and it's so hard to convince a parent, man. It's like you're putting everything in a whole new perspective for them.
And would they even listen to you, like, in a serious way? Because you're still their kids, you know?
Facts.
I never felt like, I mean, I can have conversation with my parents and everything, but it never gets to that point that they actually believe, or, you know, like take
They'll
you
never own up to
seriously,
it.
you know, like okay, but
it's a lot to unlearn, for sure.
There is, for sure.
I feel like my mom is more open to change. My dad, he's a little bit like stuck there, I think.
No, fair enough.
And at a certain point, you just stop trying to, you know, like, you don't want that to get between the relationship. You know,
Facts.
Like, fuck it. Alright.
End,
You do you, I do me, you know, we just
True.
love each other like that. But we can't find that love for strangers. You know what I mean? Like, I can't love a neighbor, old lady that's calling me some weird shit, you know. I
Regardless
can't find that. You
how
know?
sweet she is.
Exactly.
When she bakes you cookies, it's like.
But for my mom, it's different, you know.
True.
Like, we're going deep.
We're going deep today.
All right, let's go back to France and Aruba. Tell me one thing that you would love to see here.
What would I love to see here?
That happens in
back
France.
home. Yeah.
From back home? I don't know. I already see some pretty. I mean, I see like some really good bakery, like some baked goods, and
Okay.
but that's mainly like not from the bakeries. It's more like chains, I guess. But like, I don't know, chocolatines or like pain au chocolat.
Oh shit.
What's a chocolatin?
Chocolatine. Well,
Please explain it to our listeners.
well, chocolatine or pain au chocolat if you're from the scum part of France, which is Paris.
Yum.
Pain de chocolat.
It's just a baked good that's just like, it's like a croissant, but just like nice, more with butter, and it has like chocolate inside.
Inside. Okay.
And it's just very simple, but it's just like, you can find them everywhere. It's always like a good fix. And I just want to see more of good made ones, essentially. Because like sometimes I'll go buy some, like, and I'll buy some in the pack, and it's just like, it just feels stale.
Fair
Like
enough.
dog shit, and you're just like,
They're not Maddie approved.
Because they
No.
do have it.
it's not uncommon to see.
Yeah.
Actually, the way in which the public transportation, in terms of like city transportation, when it comes to like bus, trams, and certain trains, but like metro as well, is like, you guys have what is it called? OV pass?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The thing I hate about the OV is just like, you gotta put money on your card. And you never know how much your ride is gonna cost.
Facts.
That's
It's
true.
always a fucking gamble. And like, I hate it. I hate having that anxiety. I don't have like free OV like on weekends or during weekdays, so it's just like every time. It's just like, oh, I want to go from one end of the city to like, literally like 4 stops. They take away €4 on my card. It's just like,
Damn.
It's crazy.
Is that expensive if you don't have?
well, like, cause they take it off, cause like they take money off when you get on the bus.
Oh, of course.
But then
of
they
course.
put it back up.
Mhm.
But then you like, I'm not good in mental maths, and like I always confuse the words in Dutch because I'm like, again, like I don't care, but like it's just like, shit, which one is how much money I have
Oh
left?
my god. Fair enough.
I feel you.
That's
bro.
why I love taking direct trains in the Netherlands, so I don't have to worry about just like how much money. It's just like the one set of money.
Yeah.
But no, in France
Get
it's
that.
like you pay for amount of like trips.
Okay.
So I would put, so for example, on a student's card, which is like under 25s, you could use anything that is the bus, the metro, the tram. There's some like electric buses and like navettes and shit like that.
Mhm.
There's some shuttles to the airport, and then one train, which is about to get better. But so you would buy one passage, but you could use any of those things,
Okay.
and you could go from the beginning to the end just with that one stop.
Damn.
Or if you could, or if 2 lines go in transit,
Mhm.
I guess, where like they come together, you can hop on and hop off, but it'll still cost 1, because you're still going from place A to place B, and that's how much it costs.
That's
So I'll pay
crazy.
€10 for like, or like €6 for 10 passages, and I don't have to worry about the money. It's just like,
You know what you have.
you know, like
Exactly.
it's like how many more tickets do I have today? It's like when you go to like a theme park and you have like a, you know, like a little
Yeah,
counter, and it
yeah.
tells you like you go to Dave and Buster's. Why do I know Dave and Buster's? I'm not from America.
You're just dropping Dave and Buster's.
Hey,
Sponsor
no,
us.
I went one time in
Yeah.
Dave and Buster's in Baltimore, and I still have that card somewhere
Nice.
in my box on the back home. But yes, please, NS, anybody from NS listening to this.
Take these tips in us,
Yes,
please.
international students, free OV.
Right?
Yeah, right. They're also students. What the hell is
I mean,
that?
they're already paying like
Yeah.
10 times the
What's up
tuition
with
money.
that,
It's like
though? We're all
Just broke.
students. Like we're all doing the same shit. Like
facts.
Yeah.
I really don't get it either,
I
man.
suppose if I were to have some amount of a job and like work some amount of hours
Yeah.
a month, I could get, you know, my own form of discounted pay.
but
But
not like us.
no.
Yeah.
no, not to the same extent at least.
Fair enough.
Well, with Aruba, what I would want to come here, I don't really know, honestly, because I feel like things are here. They're just really fucking expensive. Like,
True.
I can't find Fruit Loops or something, and it's just like €10 for
Yeah.
a box.
Right?
It's crazy. Even pastéis, like they're like
Rare.
€3. Yeah,
they're
even
super
that.
rare. You gotta find like this home kitchen or something.
You need to go to
Basically.
Rotterdam for that. Like,
Yeah,
I don't
true,
think we
true.
can find it here.
There's one place in by Peer in Breda.
Oh, the amazing-
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've never been, and yeah,
What's it called?
Like
Amazing Oriental.
Brandon kept telling me about it, but it was always like open on, I think like Saturdays or something like that.
Yeah,
Alright.
that sounds like
Interesting.
sounds like some island shit.
Never tried it.
It's like
Only-
Saturday's
only-
always the day with the sun, so it's just like we're
Mm.
open on that
That's
day.
the
Right.
only day.
It's the only day we got time.
So there's nothing you would like.
Maybe my mom.
Didn't think of that, but yeah, true.
Also
true.
valid.
Not
Also
really,
valid.
because I mean, I can't really complain. I can find island people around here.
Mhm.
True.
Somehow I'm able to make it feel like home.
Yeah,
So-
I feel you.
Mhm.
Really? What
I
do you
would,
guys?
I would want the weather though.
Oh, that's a good one.
Fair
Yes.
enough.
Netherlands is a big country, so it's hard to like, yeah, exactly. Because the traffic back there is like, for me, it's a dream. I love the traffic back on the island. You just cruise.
Mhm.
It's like
Like the
A
roads,
to
you
B
mean?
real quick.
Yeah.
You're always, and here it's like this immense world of traveling.
Mhm.
I have a gig. I need to stop here, catch a different train here, catch the bus here, walk 10 minutes. That's something I still need to get used to. It's still
True.
something.
The whole having to commute.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
You're not on your own time or your own schedule. It's more of like you're on NS's schedule.
Exactly, bro. Exactly. And
You have to
anything
take it
can
into
happen. Bro.
consideration.
Like
In between those, yeah.
anything can happen. Like we hit a deer once, and I was in a train stopped for like 4 hours.
Damn. For
arrived
deer?
at
That's
3
crazy.
a.m. home. Like things like that. So anything can happen too. And back home it's more like, yo, meet me in 1 hour, 30 minutes.
True.
Boom,
Still, like,
A to B
An
real
hour
quick.
late.
Cruising
Nah.
with the windows open,
True. Because the
smoking a
thing is, on the
ciggy.
island, everybody has a car as well, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah, because you get like you don't have a sort of like bus transport.
Yeah,
We
but-
do.
You do, but like
But you can, like, it's not accountable.
okay.
Because there's not, like, a board that says it comes at this time.
Okay, so it's not like this whole. It's not like a
A
reliable
system,
system.
no.
It's basically like Russian roulette, man.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
it could take 5 minutes or it could take an hour.
Just
Like,
stand there.
you just have to wait
So basically,
until it gets there.
you buy a bus and then you decide upon which routes you want to do. That's your decision, right? And then it's just get your papers and then that's it. And you don't have like stations, bro. There's one station and you gotta tell like the driver, I live.
It's not even a station, but it's a stop.
It's like-
literally like it's a bench with like a fucking.
Bro,
It's just a bus shelter.
You guys in Curacao only have like the small buses?
no,
We got the big ones as well,
Those
called
are also
convoys.
just like raw dogging life.
Basically,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
They never have like a set time.
And I
fucking
remember
crazy.
like I'm always like trying to make a deal with the driver. The closest he drops me to home, the more he charges, right?
Fair
Yeah,
enough.
if you enter this street right upon
Like
here,
you're like trying
how
to
much would
change
you
the
charge
route.
me? Yeah,
Yeah.
like, it's
Fair
crazy.
enough.
So good.
But I remember it used to be hella cheap though. When I took the bus, it never costed like more than 2 guilders
that's
or
true.
3 guilders.
But now it's like hella expensive.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
Everything's super expensive right now. I don't know it's because of the like Corona times or
Maybe.
but I heard like prices are sky high because people are like hungry for profit, so
Yeah.
everything's like. What about you, Roland? Anything you? I wouldn't say miss because we all miss our parents and our
Mhm.
families, but more like, shit, man. If this was here, I wouldn't enjoy that shit, or that would be beneficial or something like that.
Good beaches.
Beaches.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Like whenever I go to a beach in the Netherlands, I get disappointed instantly.
I don't even think about it. That's not a beach, that's a lake, bro.
Fair enough.
That's the first
enough.
thing, right?
Or it's like it's not a beach, it's a dune.
Exactly.
Basically.
Exactly.
I just miss clear water. I miss just looking at the water and be like, there's a fish there.
Yeah, there's a little crab.
Right?
I don't swim in nothing that I can't see through.
Yeah.
I get that.
I would love to see like the beaches in Curacao. I feel like that's
Something
most, like,
else, man.
All the
Cali
way
girl
to
to say. It's like, I want to go see your beaches. But like, no, I would like. There's other things I would also like to go see Curacao.
Yeah.
Like there's I was told about like just a plain of it's like a red desert because it's got a lot of like iron in it.
Baniato.
Terracotta.
There's
There's literally a neighborhood built upon that type of dirt,
Yeah.
and it's called Red Dirt Neighborhood. It's terracotta, so yeah.
Fucking crazy.
It's
I really
crazy.
want to see the beaches there.
I mean, Aruba has prettier
Yeah.
beaches. What are you talking
You guys
about?
think
You know what I love about the beaches in Aruba?
Yes, for sure.
The thing is, our beaches are like, how do you say? Like it's an entry in the island, right?
Boca.
But yeah, Boca.
Mm.
But your beaches are like
Bro.
long ass.
It's like a
beaches.
valley,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah,
You
that's
keep
what I
walking.
enjoy that because you can see the coast. You know, I love that shit.
True.
Bro. You just walk on the coast. And
Mm.
it's
But it's really cool that in Curacao there are like cliffs and stuff.
that's
True.
It's really pretty.
Yeah, it is different though.
I think the difference is because I think natural.
Yeah, the ones in Curacao are
Yeah,
natural
they're not
and some
commercialized
in Aruba.
yet,
Yeah.
you know?
I
Yeah.
love commercialized.
Do you want a tent? $200.
Literally.
Fair enough.
I always had the feeling that Aruba was like this mini Miami.
Yeah, it's like
Basically,
an Americanized
It's
little
crazy,
It-
man.
it
I love
is.
it.
But I
My
was always
first-
very, I don't know, in awe of it or something. Because in Curacao, it wasn't like that at all.
No.
You had more Dutch influence than American.
Yeah.
And when I went to Aruba, like everybody just speaks English to you. And
My
like,
first Taco Bell was Aruba. bro.
right?
I think my first Wendy's was Aruba, bro.
I
Bro,
bet.
Aruba has all them American
Fact. Yeah, Aruba's
Yeah.
pretty.
shit.
Thank you.
It always felt like vacation for someone from
Yeah.
Curacao.
Only scary thing is like they had them fucking snakes and fucking
Oh, like the
spiders.
boa
And
Really?
shit.
stuff.
Bro,
In Aruba? I
bro,
always saw Iwatas.
bro. Aruba got them snakes,
They got
right?
snakes?
Like the boas? What do you guys think?
Yeah, boas and fucking big spiders
Yeah,
and
but you
shit.
don't really come across.
No?
just a
Have you ever
casual-
seen like
Chilling on the beach with
a
you.
boa or a...
Yeah, but they're mostly dead.
Okay,
Or like,
It's crazy.
better. I wouldn't want
I
to
used to like
see it.
visit my aunt. She used to live in Aruba. She was like, "Yeah, don't put your hand in the like."
Mailbox.
Yeah, don't be too. Be careful, because there might be big spiders and shit.
In
'Cause I
Aruba?
heard,
oh,
like-
big spiders.
Because I heard like all the beaches they made
Mhm.
came with sands from like Brazil, from fucking Suriname and stuff, and they came with eggs and shit.
Damn.
All them trees and
That's
stuff.
wild.
So now they have like tons of problems with big spiders and fucking.
Insects.
You know?
Still a beautiful island though.
Yeah, for real. I mean, there's danger
never knew.
everywhere, bro. Like,
Facts.
That's true.
Australia.
you can get the fucking processed syrups here.
What's the weirdest animal you saw?
Do you guys have Komodo dragons in Curacao?
No,
Okay,
we don't.
okay.
We
no.
don't. We don't.
I feel like
Wish.
I know it's like the big
we have
alligators.
geckos though. A lot of
Are they
geckos.
big?
geckos.
Yeah.
Wait, geckos or geckos? 'Cause geckos is the insurance.
I mean, I guess
Yeah,
geckos.
we have a lot of those.
Wait, aren't they called
Iguanas.
geckos?
I call them geckos, but they're geckos.
Okay,
That's
the
the
ones that
name.
climb on the wall.
Yeah.
Totaki, bro.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yes.
Geckos.
But strangest, I mean, we have this Curacao snake. It's like this weird elastic rubber.
Not the water
type of
slung,
snake.
right?
No, no.
Okay, okay.
It's weird, man. It's like this gray. Feels like it looks like rubber,
Yeah, he's super thin.
Yeah.
Looks like a piece of tire.
and you only get it on the island.
But they don't. They bite,
they
but
don't
they
do
don't kill
nothing,
you,
man.
right?
They're just-
Yeah.
You're, imagine long
Worms.
lizards, right? With no actual.
Yeah, fair enough.
You know what I mean? Like,
Oh.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
the weirdest I saw on the island.
Fair enough.
And some eagles. I like eagles, bro.
Eagles. I think the weirdest thing I saw was like a bat in my sister's room one time. It's fucking weird, man. Like I walked in the room, super chill, man. I just walked in the room and I saw something fucking flying around. So I turned on the lights like a dumbass. Bro, that shit started going ballistic in the room, bro. So I switched off the lights, closed the fucking room, and I didn't
Did you
enter that bitch
get
anymore.
a good look of it, or?
Yeah, bro, that bitch was pretty big, and he had like fangs, but it was just one though, cause we had like a mango tree in our house, and I don't know, for some reason
They
they're
love
super
that tree,
attracted to mangoes or some shit. So yeah, man, we had like these fucking windows. They were just like, you could like circle them closed, and they would like close like this, and they'd open like this. So the fucker just slipped in randomly, and that was my first encounter with a fucking bat, bro.
Flying rats.
Yeah,
That's how
man.
I call them, bro.
It was intense as hell.
That's what I call pigeons.
Oh shit.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.
Pigeons are
Nasty.
disgusting.
They're fucking gross.
I have a friend that's obsessed with him. He's super weird.
I mean, they're funny though.
You calling him out?
I am calling you out. I'm
Ever go
calling
to
you out,
Amsterdam and you're smoking, you're fucking high walking in the city and
Pigeons?
and you just fucking look at them pigeons walking around, bro. All of them have a story to tell,
Facts.
You got one with one leg, different one, then they fight. I don't know, man.
True.
It's
They're like, I don't know, man. They're like flying pirates,
Yeah.
Scavenging all the fucking time.
Around your
Disgusting
your
pigeons.
girlfriend Rosa, she posted on Instagram recently.
Yeah.
This little pigeon it's just like
Chilling in
vibing.
the station.
It's literally just like sitting
They're
there.
a fun animal to watch.
Pigeons,
They're
yeah.
incredibly,
We just don't
like,
realize they're there. Just
They're hilarious.
They're very
so
comical, but
gross.
like
Yeah.
I don't like some of the pigeons in like as a whole pigeons in Amsterdam. If this is a comment to make, are like more beautiful than the ones that like I've seen in France, because they're just like fucking scum. Like sometimes in the summer you'll have some like nice looking pigeons, but man, like sometimes you see some like it's just not nice to look at.
Fair enough. Sometimes you also have like those big ass pigeons. Like they've taken some freaking
motherfuckers.
Aren't birds just
steroids.
fucking massive here? Like on Aruba,
They are.
The pigeons are just like this big, and then you
Facts.
come here and they're fucking
True.
ginormous.
they eat fries and fucking.
Pick up now, like you fucking.
They fucking
They
eat
live for
everything,
that
bro.
shit,
Bro, I once saw a pigeon eat chicken, bro. It was so barbaric. I was like, what the fuck is happening, bro?
And you just sat and watched?
Yeah, I wasn't gonna stop him. Like, next thing I know, he'll fucking eat me,
Eat
I was
some
like,
nuggets, like.
bro, he was just ravaging
That's
some
you,
chicken,
brother.
right?
Like,
I was like, yo.
Can you please ask what are pigeons for? Like what is their reason?
That's a very good
'cause, like,
question.
I feel like well,
They
Because of-
transfer the bacteria.
circle of life.
ranting about pigeons at this
But wait,
point.
isn't there shit good for plants?
No, actually, I think you can make. No, I think you can actually make. If you get a lot of pigeon shit, you could make bombs.
Bombs?
Yeah.
Wait, doesn't it make the fluorescent stuff in watches as well? From pigeon shit?
What?
Like, some of these watches have like these
Like the cat.
glow in the dark thingy, right? If I'm not mistaken, that was made of.
Yeah.
Pigeon shit.
Because they
If I'm not
collect.
mistaken.
They collect pigeon shit at a mountain in Curacao.
Yeah.
There's an operation.
It's even called. I think the name is
Becomes
phosphat.
like white.
What's that
yeah,
in English?
Yeah, phosphorus.
yeah.
Phosphorus.
Because that's what. Yeah, that's.
And the mountain is called Cerro Fossil or something. Yeah.
That's-
So they literally there's
Phosphorus fossil.
there's an operation that people go there, work 9 to 5 to collect pigeon shit, bro.
True.
Everything is
Phosphat.
profitable, bro. That's their purpose.
Apparently.
You got it, bro.
Okay.
They got
Phosphate.
they got good stuff in their shit, bro.
You're just gonna see a bunch of people now, just waiting behind pigeons in cities. Just like I need to make
Collecting
local anarchists.
Still have one more question, guys. If you guys have any advice for people who also want to do this journey,
Come to the Netherlands.
Yeah, just not only the Netherlands, but if you feel like you want to leave home and start a new chapter somewhere else, what would be your advice to someone? Like,
What would you tell Matthias 4 years ago?
What would I have told myself 4 years ago? I don't think I would have given myself much more advice than I already stepped in. Where it's
Okay.
like Ray say raw dogging it.
Yeah.
Because I feel like the journey that I've had in my 4 years now, fourth years now, it's been fun, definitely. And the reason why I say fun is more of the way I look back on it. Cause I was homeless for a while, and then there was a bunch of shit that was that happened as well, But like my first year, like my introduction year, like being in a student house, that at least I could say is a positive thing for people who at least would like to study in a university and come to the Netherlands. Not necessarily go to like a university campus to stay, but like more of a student house or
like an international housing.
It's like international would really be the best, or like whatever. If you find just student housing, that's also fine because students don't find housing that easy.
Nah,
so take what you can get
it's
as well.
Exactly. It's really hard here in the Netherlands, man.
But no, in at least in my first year, that really helped. At least getting my understanding of where I was on sort of like a small scale of like where am I in Breda?
Fair enough.
You know, who are the people around me? And yeah, it was fun because I got to know a lot of people. Like at one point, because it was a student house and a lot of like other internationals were staying there. It's just like the most stupidest reason. Like I met so many people in my room was because like I knew how to roll. I knew how to roll like joints. And so, and
that
so
was your
like,
in?
and that was literally my in.
Fair enough.
And just like people were just like, I don't
handy,
know. Like,
bro. You were handy, bro.
And like the thing is, like, of course, like I'm gonna tax you. You come into my room, you like I'll roll for you, whatever. But like I'm getting free. Yeah.
Taking a nug.
And so I don't know. I guess that was really handy for me because like I'm not the most sociable person, so that helped me out a bit more. But yeah, no, like for people who want to come here, just like fucking find student housing, find people. Because like I found people quite odd. Because again, I'm not the most social person, so it's just like I found people who were like really loyal and really good to stick with very quick.
Nice.
And of again like very stupid reasons, like literally like met Brandon. And it was just
How
like
did you meet Brandon?
How did I meet Brandon?
That's a good
literally
question.
Introductory lecture. We were sat in the same row. There was Ollie in between us. Ollie was like they were together because they know each other from high school.
Fair enough.
And
Shout out Ollie Comforts.
yeah, my boy. But yeah, like I looked over and then I didn't know what to do. Like I was alone, so I was like I asked for a cigarette.
Fair enough.
And that's what it was. And the guy had a nice T-shirt from King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard, which is a cool band.
Yeah.
And then yeah, that's kind of like how it happened. It's like we both bonded over music, and
Nice.
he invited me to a gig like 2 weeks later, and then the rest is history.
That's lit.
Voila.
That is lit, bro.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
Fair
man.
enough. Shout out to Brandon too, man. Oh boy.
Shout out to our island boy Brandon.
Yes, sir.
What about you, Ray? Got any
Tips?
Any tips?
Advice. Okay. Well, I feel like at that age, or the age that people are deciding to like, I don't know, open up
Spread their wings.
Yeah, exactly. Spread their wings. They're still like attached to something, whether it be like their family or like friends back home. The biggest thing that should be done is to just basically realize that this is for you. Like, you're getting into this depth if you're going to. Like, for you. It's, you're gonna do the study for you. If you're comfortable doing it in Dutch, if you're comfortable doing it in English, just literally just put yourself first when it comes to, like, making a huge decision like this. Because I feel like on the islands, it's not as, like, they don't educate the students as much as they should.
Facts.
So that's why I keep like referring to it as the raw dogging, because you're just moving 8,000 kilometers away from home, just not really knowing what you're doing. And then,
Deep seas.
yeah, so I don't know. I feel like the islands should at least somehow provide the island kids just some way to see the Netherlands before they actually move here, or
Exactly.
just like
To get an understanding.
yeah, or like go to like the open days at least like provide like a week or like a few days of just seeing
Exactly.
it. But I don't know.
Or just do your research.
Yeah, do your
You know?
research. Also, like when you make mistakes, just allow yourself to make the mistakes. Just like don't be too hard on yourself. You're learning. We're all fucking confused on this planet. Like
True.
there's no one that's better than you, or even if you look up to someone that's so amazing, they are also making mistakes that you don't even probably know about. So
Preach.
Down.
just, think of yourself.
Ray giving us the tea, guys.
I got you. I got you.
Facts.
I wish you were preparing me to come here.
Would have been nice, right? Some words of encouragement by Ray. Be like, yeah.
I mean, yeah, because like,
Do this for you.
if with your knowledge of how it is to live in the Netherlands now, or what you're studying at least, and where you are in the Netherlands, do you think your previous self, like who was coming to the Netherlands, do you think you would have changed what you wanted to do? Like,
maybe there's some things I would say I wish I was better prepared. You know, I wish I knew this, but at the end of the day I feel like I'm proud of myself, you know. I'm like, fuck it, I did this, you know.
Facts.
And looking back at the like dynamics between what I knew and what it is and the way I made it work, I'm like, fuck, man, like I'm proud, you know, like it's good, you know.
Facts.
Fuck it, all the bad things at the end of the day they're lessons, you know. And the good thing is I always think about how I made it out of a bad situation, you know. So bad situations are not data, you know. I don't collect them. I only collect the way I survived or the way I, you know, and that's how I see it, bro. Like, I'm just proud of all the decisions I made and also the big decision that I'm gonna come here, you know. Yeah.
True. It's a beautiful approach, man. Facts.
Thanks, bro. I feel like a fucking poet.
Yeah, they're all these lessons, you know? And then whenever, like, the situation would happen again, you would know, oh, this is what I could have done differently, or...
Exactly.
And, like, now I'll just, like, approach it a different way.
Praise yourself.
Yeah.
Facts. Don't be too hard on yourself.
Let's get into some music, bro.
I haven't played a song yet, bro. Yeah, we always have this segment on our show as well that we let our guests
do you have
pick out.
Recommend some...
What is this segment called? Do you have a name for it?
Not yet, actually.
Because there's nothing better than being sad and you just listen to more sad songs and you're just even more sad.
Getting into that whole
you just have to be in your
combustion.
feelings about it. Just for me.
The thing about songs is like, it gives you a reason. Like, how do you... It empowers your feeling, you know? Like,
It
I'm
does.
feeling sad.
It amplifies
Yeah,
it.
I'm feeling sad and the song tells me it's okay, feel sad.
It makes
Facts.
you feel like
Fuck
you're
it,
not
you're
alone.
sad.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
Be
It's
okay
a
with
sad
that
moment,
emotion,
you know?
yeah.
That's what I love about music, you know? But yeah, any tunes, any recommendations?
You guys know Paramore, maybe?
Of course. Yo.
So,
Paramore.
Hayley
Yo.
Williams released a solo album, like a second solo album. But can we listen to Simmer by Hayley? It's her first, from her first album that she released.
Ever?
Alone.
Or is it like a new album?
From what I know, it's like her first like album.
Solo
alone. Yeah, solo.
debut.
What's the
Okay.
name?
Simmer.
Paramore, they used to be huge.
I love them. I remember making a
these people?
presentation.
It's like it's a rock band, punk.
Okay,
I
okay.
think it's more punk.
Okay.
Misery Business, maybe. But I love them. Like I did a not PowerPoint. Bro. We didn't have PowerPoint. Not in 6th grade when I was like 10. But
About Paramore?
about Hayley.
Okay, fair
Like I
enough.
had the whole
Is it this
poster
one?
and everything.
I remember with like red and orange hair, man.
Yeah.
Not the same anymore. Does Aruba or Curacao have a good pop scene?
Pop?
Or like, not always just like, I guess just international, I don't know. Like, do they have a good music scene? Because all I know is Morto Cacho and this is like,
Fair enough. I mean,
is there a lot of like
Love it.
music happening in Aruba?
Music. I don't really.
That's a very broad question, by the way.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I know that there are a lot of artists doing their thing now. Because I'm on Twitter, and on Twitter there's a lot of like, there's a bunch of ABC. There's a little community basically, and I see a lot of artists just like doing their thing, and it's so good. I think most of them are from Curacao.
really?
Yeah.
No way. But it's artists living in the Netherlands. that are
Yes.
okay.
Yes, which I also need to like look into so I can talk about it on here.
Fair enough.
But most of the ones from Aruba are like visual stuff.
Alright.
I don't really, with music I don't really know from Aruba.
Aruba, I only know Nancy Acid.
Yeah.
I mean, in the Latin side, you know, like Latin pop, and Aruba's pretty beaming in that genre. You know?
Okay. True.
Yeah.
They got a pretty big artist.
Yeah, they have big artists like Jayon and shit, right?
Jayon.
La Chica.
He made a song with J Balvin. Jayon and J Balvin.
Come on, say more names. I'm really curious to know these names. You've given me one. J Arm.
J on.
J-on.
It's literally a G and a J on. G
Where's
on.
J off?
Very good.
Right?
That
It's
feels
a
like a
name,
whole Rush
J.O.
Hour 3
J-O.
segment.
It's another
What
big
about you,
name.
man? You have any tunes?
I have no idea.
Just hit me, bro.
You know so many things.
But that's no. I don't know. I could have a look at my
Check your calendar.
It is
the
weird.
relic.
The artists on the islands though, like whenever anyone creates at all, it's so cool to me, and like
It is.
I guess from like most of them are living abroad, because like on Aruba I feel like, or at least I'm speaking on Aruba,
Mhm.
a lot of people like judge each other and just like they talk shit and they just bring them
true.
down,
Facts.
and that's
It's an island thing.
yes.
I get that a lot from my Latin side. Like this,
Really?
because there's a lot of like tight knit communities.
It is.
And
Mhm.
almost too much.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
But you know, like I respect that.
It's a
But like
culture.
it's like people talk.
True.
Exactly, bro.
True, but on the islands, it's also just like you said. The communities are super tight knit. So if your neighbor does something, your mom
Everyone
probably
knows.
knows, and your
But I
mom's
feel like
yeah.
it's something. It's an old habit, though.
Facts.
You know, I think the newer generation is a bit different.
Less. Yeah, I don't condone it at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really enjoy minding my own business.
Right?
And I hate it when my parents.
Who would have thought?
It's just a really great thing that other people
Yeah.
should maybe look into.
Why are
Right?
you giving me all this shit of other people? You
Exactly.
Know? I don't need it, man.
It's
You're
wasted
dropping
energy.
You know the postman's wife? So her cousin.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy, man.
Yeah.
Then I have to deal with that.
Facts.
I know some shit now.
Yeah, right. And you're just like, what the fuck do I do with this
Yeah.
information? It's like,
Yeah, it's mad
it's like I
irrelevant.
have if it's deep as well, you're just like it's like I have to lay it on to somebody else.
Right?
Like, I need somebody to talk to, and that's how it. That's
Fucking
how
up
it
my
spreads.
conscience like that.
It's crazy, man.
True.
The
True.
logic, that's like the theory behind gossip.
Hmm.
Or
True.
explaining that shit.
I mean, if it's something like, oh yeah, he's homophobic or he's like racist, then I'd be like, okay, I'm not gonna talk to him. But but like if
Yeah.
it's like gossip that just doesn't really add on to anything, it's just like
It tells me more about the
True.
one who's telling me it.
Yeah.
Facts.
Always.
Yeah.
It is.
Like, what if you're telling someone else what I told you about myself or something?
Facts.
You know? That's my first thought every time. Like, as soon as someone comes up to me, yo, you know, blah blah blah.
True.
I'm like, yeah. And then my brain immediately thinks about what if he's talking to someone else, like, yo, you know Roland?
right.
True.
You know, I'm like, nah. But yeah, man, I'm still waiting for your tune, bro. We need one more tune.
I don't know. I was thinking because, well, if I was like the Joker for, not the Joker as in the character, but like when you're playing cards and you're asking for a Joker, or like you're on a game show and you ask for a Joker. For an Arubian band, I would say Nancy Acid. I don't know if they are on Spotify.
Nancy, I don't. That's race territory. Nancy, you gotta update your
Spotify.
Spotify.
It's these two guys, Kevin and Efrem,
Alright.
and they're both currently living in the Netherlands. Efrem has his own other project I don't remember of, and then Kevin is also doing Santo Blanco, which is a collaborative group of multiple, like it's like a space in Curacao, I think.
Okay.
And like so, it's his, or at least, it's a space where they play music, and like he records some stuff, but it's always like different people joining because it's still his project, but different people just come because just different people are at the space.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
And from Aruba or Curacao?
So.
Are they from Aruba or Curacao?
Aruba.
Fair.
I don't know why I said Curacao.
All good, all good.
But yeah.
Let's play some tunes from
the islands.
So, I found out about them through someone I met at my internship.
No way.
An actress that we like. Oh, she was an actress that we ended up casting, and she was like, "Yeah, I have a friend that's from Aruba, and he's in a band." And then she just like, "Yeah, his name is Efrem." And then she told me about Nancy Acid. I was like, "Oh, I think Maddie and Brandon have talked about this."
No way.
Yeah, because we saw them. At least the first time that I saw them with Brandon was at Pier 15, because they were playing with. We were going to see one of the other band that I was gonna say if not for this. It was a band from my hometown that we went to go see. They're called Slift, and then these guys were also performing with another band.
That's crazy.
Right?
And it was overall a really great night.
Oh, everything connects.
Yeah. Right?
That's
It
crazy.
does.
I did enjoy, like, at least in the first couple of years, especially before Corona, like, in my first 2 years of living in the Netherlands, like, going to gigs was also really fun to do.
It is, man.
Like, I wish I did more, because, like, I was always, like, stiff with, like, money and just, like, not wanting to make that investment and, like, rather, like, purchase weed from coffee shops, and that was, like, overpriced and, like, whatever, but, like...
Fair enough.
And always just, like, not wanting to... I was always like, man, it's too expensive, $30 for a concert.
It does.
It's like, it's the cheapest they can get.
Always look for that excuse, bro.
True.
It's like, even when it was $5 and you're just like, you know what? Like, I don't know the band. Just go.
Yeah.
Now we would just kill.
Right?
Right.
Shit.
It's crazy.
But yeah, eventually, you just pay for the experience, man.
No, I honestly, I've had some amazing times at gigs.
Right?
Like, I'm not so much of, like with this sort of, like, genre of music, like, you get a lot of mosh pits, and it's fun, but, like, I'm not so much of, like, a big dancer.
Fair enough.
And so, like, you know, I like going to gigs to go see, like, to see the performance, you know, like, from the artist. So it's like, and it's not always just, like, dancing, but, like, you know, mosh pits are fun.
Mosh pits are nice.
Knock people out. I broke my glasses a couple times.
Oh my god. I'm always afraid I'll lose shit in mosh
Yeah.
pits.
The stupidest thing was, like, that night when I broke my glasses was that I got knocked over once, and the glasses fell, and, like, someone was really helpful and managed to get the glasses from me.
So you gotta
And
be
then,
in
you know, it was just like this whole, like, it's like, oh yes, like, we hugged each other, like, in the mosh pit.
No.
And as he picked me up, and I was like, yes, thank you. And then it was just like, I did this, that was where I did the dumb mistake of putting them on again.
Oh god.
And then eventually, like, whenever, like, I think it was like, say, like 5-10 minutes later, it just fucking happens again, and it's like right before, like, because you're again in the mosh pit, so it's just like, oh fuck,
True,
dude.
man.
It's like you're out of breath.
It's like the Patrick meme, bro. It's like, all of a sudden you're just in there, you know, like,
And then,
caught up in the
and
fucking
then,
moment.
yeah, and like right before I could get them, someone stomped on them, and I was like, fuck.
Oh,
But I managed to get them, and it was just like the rest of the night was just like one.
fair enough. Looked like the crazy professor.
But I bet you had a good time, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
It was. Cause like it's just a lot of adrenaline, so at some point it's like,
Yeah. It's release, man. Pure release. Fair enough.
but
Like, what was you guys' like last concert
oof.
or gig or show?
Last
Before,
show.
you know, the big C hit.
The Backstreet Boys tour.
That was last year,
Damn.
March, then
Backstreet's
summer,
back.
right?
Alright.
What was the last concert, party,
I have
whatever?
no idea, to be honest.
No?
Crazy. It feels like ages.
I know the last festival I went to, which was Wuha.
Nice.
But that was
Yeah.
what?
What did you go
But
see
that was in the
at Wuha?
summer. Huh?
Who did you go see at Wuha?
There were so many artists, man. Lil Sims, JPEG Mafia.
Lily was also there, right?
Lily was also there, yeah.
Oh, Billie Eilish, I mean.
No, Billie Eilish wasn't there, I think. No. Yeah, Lil Sims, you had Travis Scott, you had some big names. You had Gold Link, you had Comethazine. Yeah, quite some artists. But yeah, man, it was intense. Intense 3 days.
Started jamming.
To neighbor,
My
right?
neighbor. He makes music and shit, I think.
Is he legitimately jamming?
I think so. Because sometimes I hear them sing and shit.
True.
But yeah, this is gonna be our background music now for a few more minutes.
Live
I am
performance.
digging it though.
Yeah, that's kind of nice.
Shout out to my neighbor.
Who is yet unknown. Let's invite
What
him
was
or
yours,
her
Eddie?
over.
But what?
Your last gig or show.
Oh yeah,
I have
we were
no
thinking,
idea.
We were thinking about that.
I
It has to be like March or February somewhere.
I remember seeing like Murlocs for the second time at Rowtown, but I don't think that was my last one. But I think that's like the most significant one that I can at least remember.
Fair enough.
That was like the latest one.
Shit.
Murlocs is like like an Australian psych rock band. Like the singer Ambrose is also part of King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard,
Okay.
which is cool. And he plays harmonica and sings really well.
Is psych rock a different genre than acid rock, or is it?
It's just
the
like,
same?
well, it's just more of like. Sorry, like every time I'm like trying to find words, I just still hear the jam. It's like,
Vibing out here.
but well, like psych rock is just like because it's like psychedelic, like hard rock. So
Okay.
it's a bit more.
It's a bit more
oomph.
intense.
But like Murlocs has got more of like this country bluesy, but like still with that psychedelic feel. So that's kind of like what makes it psychedelic.
Okay, fair
But
enough.
it's still like rock blues. But it's fun.
Murlocs listeners, be sure to check that out.
Yeah.
What's the
was
last
your
gig
last-
you saw?
I'm really proud of it. I was
My
the
first
Jonas
and
Brothers.
last.
What? You saw?
The Jonas Brothers.
Jonas,
Shout outs to
Shout
the
out to
brothers,
February.
man.
What?
Or something.
Was it like a concert?
It was a straight up concert.
It was
like,
huge,
It was
huh?
an experience.
It was the full
Where was this?
mumbo.
What?
Where was
It was Zuko Film.
Whoa!
As soon as Nick brings out like the fucking what's it called?
Nick is the youngest, right?
Is he? I don't really know.
Still play together?
Alright. But they got solo careers too.
Right?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Such a good show.
Like, how long did they perform? Was it like an hour?
Oh, it was a while. I feel like an hour, maybe an hour and a half.
Nice. Because that's the thing, at festivals, like the max you see is like half an hour or 45 minutes. But a concert is really like focused on like the artist, you know?
You were lucky though.
I don't know. I was,
When was this?
I think January, February, but I don't really
Fair enough.
remember. I have no concept of time. But
I feel
I don't
that.
know. I was constantly going to concerts. Like somehow in my broke student life, I was going to like festivals and shit like that.
We all do it somehow.
Right?
Yeah.
Facts.
Student loan.
No, but I'm broke still.
Fair enough.
But I miss it so much.
No,
Bro,
but
but
I
it's
can,
needed.
I know that feel like cause like I don't get duo.
Uh-huh.
It's all these 3-letter words. What is it with these Dutch people?
Right?
Crazy.
No, but like I always like it's so like my dad when my dad coins the day of like when you get money, it's the Golden Eagle Day. So we've adopted this term of duo is the Golden Eagle Day.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair
And
enough.
so it's just like how many it's this constant feeling of how many more days until
I'm
Golden
gonna
Eagle
use
Day.
that.
Golden
I
Eagle
like
days.
it. I like the way it sounds. Man.
Right? It's like the money age.
Yeah, man.
Fair enough.
Duo definitely helps though.
Yeah.
I couldn't survive
I see it
without
like
bro.
I see it like
Yeah.
man.
Same.
It definitely helps though.
Again, it helps that you guys are Dutch.
Yeah.
It does have its
You know?
advantages.
For real.
Student finance and
No matter what.
government aid is incredibly beneficial and helpful, at least for people who are starting something new in a country that they don't necessarily not belong, but like they've never set foot on.
True.
So, yeah, government aid would definitely help.
True.
I mean, I solely rely on my parents' finance
I feel
for the past 4 years.
I do agree though, because it does give you like more freedom and time to explore stuff
But
you're
I think that's
genuinely
the
interested in.
difference that they believe maybe that we don't have, let's say, our parents. You know, and they probably keep that in mind, like, I'm gonna charge someone that comes from a country that's more stable this way, and someone that comes from a more, you know, third world or poor country, they'll get this type of help, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, I do understand what you mean, because we're all students, you know.
Right.
So we're
For me, it's not necessarily a point of like where you're from. It's the fact that you're a student.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
like,
Should be like a human.
Yeah, that's
standard.
it for everyone. It's sad that everything is like based on a label, you know, a status. You know
True.
what I mean? Like, because
or just existing relationships amongst countries.
true.
True.
Also,
Because for example, if you would have stayed in France, would you get like some type of student alimony or?
Well, I would have gotten student aid, like a student loan, because
Okay.
I mean, I could have opted that for both England and France, because I
damn.
have both nationalities.
Fair enough.
Oh.
respect, man, and you came to
Yeah.
the Netherlands.
Right? You were like, fuck it, I'm gonna do my own thing. Find my
Crazy,
way.
man.
Uh,
But you're
That's what's
having
up,
fun,
though.
right? You're at your place, right? You
Yeah.
feel, yeah, man.
You always
lit,
seem
man.
like you're one
It's
of the most
lit.
comfortable people to look at. You just
Oh,
always
yeah,
look
I mean,
comfortable, bro.
I don't know. It's. I mean, at this point, it's just like a roof over your head. You're good.
Right? You don't need much, man.
Like just the fact of having your own place and not having to worry about.
Bothering
That's
other
true.
people.
Yeah.
Facts.
Exactly.
I always felt that my parents used to tell me, like, you live under my roof, you know. That's
Yeah.
the main thing
Mm.
they used to tell me. You know?
Facts.
And you create this, you just don't want to hear that anymore, you
Yeah.
know. Like,
True.
everything is like, doesn't matter. You're living under my roof. I pay for this, for that. So
True.
just live the way I want, you know. And now it's like, it's my roof now, you know. Like,
True.
I do what I want. you
Yeah,
know?
it's
You
your
wanna
own
have
your
safe
little
space,
space,
you
yeah.
know?
That's one of
Yeah.
the first things I appreciate, you know, being a student.
I get that.
It's great.
Uh,
Thank you everyone for listening to Spaceiguanas.
yes,
Thank
sir.
you to Ray, Matt.
Thank you for
We
having us on.
Yes, thank you so much. It
We
was really
appreciate
fun.
you guys coming here,
It was a hoot.
getting some
Thanks.
vibes, you know, talking
Don't
about some
steal it
shit.
again.
Facts, facts, facts.
Till next time. Peace.
Peace out.